Good morning, everybody. We're going to continue. We're going to start with a recap of yesterday's activities. Esther had some questions. I'm going to post them here, and we'll see if we can actually take those questions one by one. Okay. So, as part of our responsibility, the scheduling of creating products and assigning tasks. I'd like to know if this means that we, HR-Analyst, needs to transfer employees' job description in order to assign a task. Chairman, did you get that?
I didn't, sir. I didn't get that.
What are you saying?
I didn't, sir.
Okay, I'll say it again. I'd like to know scheduling of that you mentioned as part of our responsibility would be scheduling or creating projects and assigning tasks. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to know if this means that we as HR analysts need to master every employee's job descriptions in order to assign a task.
Okay. I understand, sir. I understand the question.
Okay, so what's your own feedback?
Okay, I think as an HR, you should know what an employee role is. You should have an idea of the role, because you having an idea of the role gives you a right. How will I put it? It gives you a direction towards giving the person permission or access to some things on the site. So if you don't know the person's role, it will be difficult to know what it is, to know what's required of the person, and know how much access it's supposed to get on the site. So that's what I think.
Ogo, do you have any feedback?
Yeah, essentially, I agree with what he said. You need to understand the roles of the employee so that you'll be able to assign those tasks, their responsibilities to them. And also, in terms of permissions, know the permissions based on the tasks that they are doing, know the permissions that they now have access to.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you guys wrapped it up. Bottom line is the HR person has to um, obviously onboard the the employee. And for them to onboard the employee, they need to understand the employee's roles, responsibilities, provide them permissions, um, even to the extent of putting out the offer for the job itself. So yes, the job description is something in which the HR analyst needs to know. And like all you guys, everything you guys said was correct. Yeah, so I guess it was just one way to declare that all the employees are going to know all their job descriptions. So I guess there might be 10,000 employees with just 10 job descriptions. That's what she needs to understand. So you don't need to really know all their names, but once the employees are grouped by designations and roles, it's easier for you to filter through as many employees as possible. And she went on to say, when you talked about new leads and imputing all the required information, just wondering who gets this information. How do I know who will be responsible for following up? What does start and end date do in this context? Do you understand the question? When you talked about new leads and imputing all the required information, just wondering who gets this information and how do I know who will be responsible for following up? What does start and end date do in this context? Shima.
Okay, so regards the new lead, I think it's not really the job of the HR to fill in that, but it's the role of the HR to ensure that it's well followed up, to ensure that the job is carried out. Understand? Because as an HR, you're supposed to ensure that every employee is doing their own, is playing their own part in ensuring that the organization is moving forward. So I guess that the imputing of the details is basically not is not the role of the HR, but the HR is supposed to follow it up. That's to check, okay, how it's going, the the status of the project, how it's going, and to know, okay, what are they doing and how are they doing it also. So I guess that's basically it.
Okay, cool. Ogo, any addition?
Yeah, HR role is to ensure compliance, essentially. So if the whoever it is that is supposed to, the lead that is supposed to impute the data, HR obviously needs to ensure that all the data that are supposed to have been put in the system are duly updated. I think that's the angle that the HR should be checking, just to ensure that the lead is following due process.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are actually right. The HR is not involved in updating the information. The HR is just to make sure that. And the reason why I went through this whole thing is because these are areas where they are going to be asking for permissions. These are areas where HR is going to be looking at to do assessments. The lead, this particular position is not handled by HR, but HR needs to understand the roles and responsibilities of everybody. So in this context, in the context in which I was discussing yesterday was because I wanted you guys to understand the roles of the lead, in the customer relationship management model, and not because I expected that you guys are going to be the ones to do it. No, you guys don't really need to understand everything. You just need to understand, have an idea of what these people are doing. Because eventually, you're the ones that are going to actually, one or two of you will be involved in building the academy. And once you're building the academy, you're going to be, looking for context, questions. Then you're going to be doing tests, going to be writing, creating assessments, questions, So you need to understand, the operations. Of course, you'll be assisted with some of the industry experts, people that are actually working in those roles. We provide you guys with assistance. But in a nutshell, yeah, because it's not the responsibility of HR, but HR has to be able to understand, provide all the necessary permissions. And she went on to say, costing to clients. How do we know if the cost imputed on the system is ideal for the service to be rendered? Or do we use a rate card? Okay. Does anybody wants to say anything concerning that? How do we know if the cost imputed on the system is ideal for the service to be rendered? Or do we use a rate card? Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
All right.
Okay, so basically what she's just trying to say is the costing, of course, that's not the human resource function. But in general, there will definitely be historical data that shows similar programs that have been costed before. If you look at people that will be involved in costing are people that actually, have done costing before. And where this is where the lead and accounts, will come together and sit down and look at what is really, really obtainable. Yes, when you say rate card, I want to believe that you're talking about, something that will enable us to understand what the margins are. So if there are pre-approved margins for every job, um, then it's easier for us to now where HR now comes in is ensuring that when the pay structure is being, put together, employee salaries are broken down in such a way that you can actually you can actually calculate the employee hours on timesheets. Say, for instance, I'll go back to what I discussed yesterday. An employee's total salary, net salary, no, gross salary is 80,000. and he's supposed to work on a job that takes 3 hours in a day. Question is that how much has it cost the company, to do that job? So when you break down the salaries into hourly, you find out that a person is actually getting paid 500 naira per hour, and he's working for 3 hours. That's 1,500 naira. So bottom line is that it's 1,500 naira, 1,005 or whatever you want to call it. That's what it's going to cost the employee's time on that job. So all HR needs to do is create the the context for um, and then provide the context to accounts, and accounts will be able to now account and whoever it is that is in charge of that project can sit down and actually do the costing. Of course, the other cost that also comes into play, not just employee hours. You have the cost of the software itself, and other material costs. Anybody wants to add anything?
I don't have anything to add, so I think all is clear. It's clear. It's clear to me.
Okay, I'll go.
I'm good.
All right.
Yes.
So we're talking about reporting. We mentioned reporting after a week. What does this look like? The sample templates will be helpful so I can begin to draft mine. Okay, so yeah, I I actually gave you guys the breakdown of the things you're gonna be assessed on, and I expect that you guys would have gone back to look at it. And I think one of the yeah. Okay, so for week four, instead of things we're gonna be assessed on is um, jobs and offers, designations, employee profiles, employee skills and mapping, roles and permissions. Now, these are the things in which you're going to be assessed on. So, what an expectation is that every day, after you guys have access to, the demo account. Every day, you guys go in there and create jobs, create offers, understand the designations, understand roles and permissions, you know, and the reason why we spend so much time talking about so many things is for you to have a holistic picture of what we're trying to achieve. So that our conversation is not just centered on, um, what is the designation. So now that we talked about, roles and permissions, now you can now put it in the context of, a lead, and what kind of roles and permissions a lead will need to be able to function. So these are the things that's the reason why I try as much as possible to, um, you know, try as much as possible to break these things down in such a way that you guys will understand. Yeah. So yeah, this is what you're going to be assessing at the end of the week. Take your time, go on the model, do a lot of create a lot of scenarios on the demo account. Nobody's going to disturb you. You can leave it there, you can delete it, it doesn't matter. But my own is that you will understand it. At the end of this week, you will do an assessment. Now, the way the assessment is going to be is that I'm going to give Cindy a link. That link will have questions, and it's going to do a video interview. So you're going to log into it. It's going to tell you, "Good morning, Mr. Chimaobi." And it's create a scenario. If a guy is supposed to do this, or he does this, what will be your response? Then you now respond in a video form and tell the guy, look at the video camera, just like Zoom, and give your answer to the computer. And you go once you're done, click enter, take it to the next question, to the next question, to the next question, and that is your interview. We will now assess you on that. As simple as that. You know. So you will know if you pass or fail. Nobody will. By the time we play the interview for you, you will know that okay, one wasn't joking. And of course, there will be some other trick questions that will be thrown in that is not clearly written out here. But it was definitely something that we discussed during the course of our training. So you have to go back and watch the videos, watch the recap. Everything is documented. everything will be put in the academy platform for you guys to be able to have access to that information. Okay, all right.
All
Any
right, sir.
questions before we finish yesterday's review?
Okay, so I want to quickly ask, how do we create a job offer? Because I can't remember we doing that in yesterday's training. How do we create a job offer? Because I think you opened the website and you said, okay, there is no offer.
Okay, so that's a very good question. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so the question now is how do you create a job offer? Okay, so the best way to go to all these things is just search for job offer. So let's see, job offer list. Let's see the any job offer here. There's none. Okay, create your first job offer. Applicant. Okay, so what does this mean? What does this mean?
This is the person you want to onboard.
So bottom line is this: for there to be a job offer, there needs to be someone applying for the job, and there needs to be a job opening. So that's the cycle. There's supposed to be a job opening, then an applicant, then an offer. That is the way it works. You can't go and be giving a job offer. Why are you offering a job when there's nobody to have applied for the job? And what's even the job opening?
Yeah.
So we actually start with, you know, job opening. Now you can just search for job opening here, or you go to HR, and you come over here, and applicants, okay, so you come over here under recruitment, and you select job opening. Okay, so create your first job opening. Job title. We say front end um, analyst. Designation. Let's see. Analyst. Department. Let's say operations. What company? This. Now, if we have multiple companies, you know, so like I mentioned yesterday, there's a group company and there's other company. We are saying is a group company. These are the other companies that are there. So it could be that Oya Sync, the way this company is set up is that Oya Sync, does all the hiring for all the different companies, or different companies do the hiring by themselves. That will determine the company that you actually select over there. Status open, publish on website, yes. If I then click on this, then it will not show on the website. And you guys had it, and that's the portal. That's where we were yesterday, where we were seeing all those projects and everything. So when I said publish on website, it means that it will be published on the website. And if it says now route is the URL that you should go to. Say for instance, where do you want to see it? So I'm going to put the route as What's this? This is the route. Description. We are formally testing our job opening skills at 2KH training academy. Hope we did well. Cheers. Okay, so my stage. So this is basically what we have. I said job opening. This is what it is. This is what it is. So if we then go to the website now, say see on website. And the good thing about it is that it's already put it on the website. So click on see on website, and you see it here. We are formally testing our job opening skill at TKH Academy. Hope we did well. Share, apply now. You know, so I would suggest that okay, this URL now, because this is a demo account, it's not as clear as it used to be. Normally, all you need to see here is if it's Chiki and Henry .oyathing.com / you just see front end analyst. But because we're using an IP address, we are seeing all these jargons. So I'm going to paste this on the. I need you guys to, both of you. I need you guys to go into the system now. Look at this URL. Let me post it on the chat and apply. Go to the link and apply for the job. And let's see how it appears. Just 1 second, trying to get what's happening here. Oh boy, this thing gets on my nerves, man. Why can't I do what I need to do? Okay. Chat. Where's that? Chat somewhere? Oh, okay. This is the chat. Oh, I see why I couldn't see the chat. Okay, so guys, go to that link and apply for this job. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to the link and apply for the job. I'll do the same too. I'm done. So who is done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Chima.
I'm still working on it. Like I can only see application here. I'm not seeing any other thing except it's asking me to input my email address. Is that where I should go? I don't know.
Yeah, but how did you apply for the job then? Same way you applied for this job.
It's not showing me that.
Do you have your computer now?
Yeah, you say what, sir?
So do you have your computer now?
I do, sir. I do. Yes, sir. Let me see. I have to log in first.
Okay. So you can see that the two people that just applied for jobs, you can see their names here automatically. And all they needed to do was to just follow the link. That was all. So when you create a job opening, what you just need to put out there is the job link. And once they click select the link, you know, you know. So yeah, that's basically it. Now, just for instance, I click on Argos, I look at it, I was basically just thinking I would like to apply, you know. Okay, that's one. Let's go back. Go to this one. Now, okay, so I put my attachments. I was even able to put my resume. But I noticed that a lot of people that applied for the jobs, they didn't include their resumes. Because probably they couldn't understand, because couldn't understand how to do it. Then source. We also need to also want to put in, so when you are reviewing the application, you want to be able to ensure that we get the source. If it was Instagram, if it was a campaign, if it was an employee referral, or wherever it is actually, website listing. That's where we can categorize where and where we get all our jobs from. You know, yeah, yeah. So this is now this is the employee. Have you been able to do yours, Chima?
I have, sir. I've done that.
Okay, so let's look at it. Let's refresh. But your own event.
Sir, am I to log in first? Because it's not.
It's the same way you did it when you applied for this job. That's the same way you should do it. I just sent you a link. So you just go to the link, do what you do, and that's it.
All right.
So, anyways, we're gonna move on. So this is basically it. Then it's about job offer. Then you can come over here and select, you create a job offer. So it's under this particular under this person, govs, info@yellowlava.com, email address. Yeah, we get you. You know, offer date. We say offer date is today. Designation analyst on this company. Now you can actually put all the terms, offer terms. You can put all those things here. Say responsibilities. You put it here. Yes. Okay. You know. Okay. Then all the story about it. We happy to bring you on board. Yeah. All the stories, can we put in here? And then you say, Okay, then you can submit. Let's even look at it. What's when we print it out? What's it going to look like? So this is a job offer, responsibilities, you know, this is simple. You know, we go back here and we submit it. Okay, so we submitted it. This guy should, Agov should get it in his email. You know, the job offer, get it in his email. Once you get it in the email, oh yes, and it communicates to us that actually he wants, you know, he likes the job, then we update this information to accept it. But if he says he doesn't want it, based on the terms, you can actually you don't change it to reject it. You know, so let's assume he accepted it. You know, we update. You know, he accepted. So now that he's accepted it, we can now, you know, create him as an employee right from here, or start the whole onboarding process. So if we say create employee now, takes you straight to employee. It already has his name, you know, and all the issues, all the things that he needs to do. Then you can also now create him, change him as a user and blah 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 blah. You know, that's 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 about it. You know, so I wouldn't get into all that right now. But yeah, now like I said, everybody has a history right from the application. So you can see the employee's history right from when he applied for the job he applied for, you know, and all to the day the guy gets fired or the guy retires or the guy leaves, resigns. So that's just basically, you know, the whole cycle. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? We're going to end the recap. We convene in 5 minutes and we're going to go into skills and I'm going to send you guys a different link for Zoom. So let's come back in, say, 10 minutes. I'll send you a link. Come back in 10 minutes and we'll continue with skills and mapping. Is that all right?
Okay. It's clear, sir. All right, sir.
All right, cool, man. You guys, thank you very much. And
Thank you, sir.
I will see you soon.